Good evening.
It's been a good year at the Delaware Community Foundation. Every year at this annual meeting, I try to provide for you a sense of what we've done in the previous year and a little bit of a look ahead at what's going to be coming. And as I talk this year, you're going to hear the word opportunity a lot. The opportunity for philanthropists to do wonderful things. The opportunity that the foundation provides for Delaware, and the opportunity gap in America about which we all need to be paying attention. So let me start with the year that has passed. And it has been a good year at the DCF. Our investments have been strong, with SEI as our outsourced chief investment officer. 1 year ago at this meeting, we had just launched with SEI, and since then, we've launched new investment options, watched strong investment returns, and received extremely positive feedback from fund holders. Our operations are excellent with new CFO Joyce Darling at the helm. We've dedicated significant resources to refining our fund offerings and administrative practices to ensure the most effective and efficient charitable funds in Delaware. In the fall, we launched our new monthly newsletter. Thank you, Allison. And if you're not on the list for that, you should sign up. It's a quick and story-filled digest of some of the exciting things happening at DCF. We reestablished the new Castle Legacy Lunch for people who have included DCF in their personal legacy plans. A little over a month ago, we hosted 30-some of our committed future fund holders to discuss DCF, philanthropy, Delaware, and legacy. And if you create your own legacy, you can join us next year. By the end of the fiscal year, we will have awarded close to $15 million to hundreds of organizations in grants and close to $400,000 in scholarships to 209 scholars. We've begun a more expansive set of briefings for our individual and family fund holders to provide information to them about options for their grant dollars and to highlight critical work happening in the state. Coming soon will be briefings about scholarships in partnership with the Rodell Foundation and about impact investing, a newer approach to making a difference in the philanthropic landscape. More on this later. If you're interested in either of those, let us know. In terms of dollars into the foundation, this year will turn out to be one of the most successful years in the foundation's history, with gifts of over $34 million. And these gifts are from a wide range of philanthropists and organizations for funds active now and funds that will be active in the future. In the donor-advised fund arena, let me mention two. First, a new $3.8 million fund from a long-time Wilmington family and business, about which you'll hear more in coming months. The fund will focus on education, health, and opportunity. And the new Ballard Community Fund, honoring the late Corporal Stephen Ballard. In December, Corporal Ballard's indefatigable widow, Louise Cummings, established this new fund to honor his commitment to community organizations, especially those working on children's and veterans issues. First grant went to the Delaware Adolescent Program. Louise is here tonight, and she's a new member of the Delaware Community Foundation. Welcome, Louise. We were pleased this year to work with and now serve as host to the Justice Holland Family Law Chair Endowment, which will provide an attorney to work at one of Delaware's 3 civil legal aid groups for 2 years at a time. The 3 organizations combined their fundraising efforts and have exceeded their $2 million goal. The fund ensures that low-income people have a fair opportunity when they are in legal straits in the civil legal system in Delaware. The Delaware Blood Bank Endowment is now located at the DCF. That fund was part of the agreement between the New York Blood Bank and the Delaware Blood Bank when they merged, and ensures a pot of funds for blood services in Delaware in perpetuity. New scholarship funds. One of the coolest new funds in my mind is the Foster Care Transition Scholarship Fund, providing post-secondary help to children aging out of foster care. One of the first recipients is Andrea Person from Wilmington, who will attend the Universal Technical Institute in Pennsylvania to study automotive and diesel industrial engineering. And if you don't know, the challenge faced by foster children is immense. Only 4% of foster children in Delaware go to college. And the numbers, even for high school graduations, are astonishingly low. Another scholarship, the Bob Martz Scholarship Fund, which will be created after Bob's passing with his legacy gift, and it will create DCF's first ever LGBTQ scholarship fund, and many more. 37 new funds this year, 4 of them scholarships. Meanwhile, the Fund for Women in its 25th year has surpassed 2,000 founders and $2 million in grant awards since its founding, with over $200,000 in grants this year alone. The African American Empowerment Fund will be relaunching its grant program this summer. And here's something about which I hope you'll all be very proud. Social impact bonds are something new to the philanthropic landscape, about a decade old. The idea is that if there's a governmental intervention, say for reduced recidivism or reducing obesity or something like this, then a private entity will enter the situation and say, we will fund this intervention. And if and when that initiative succeeds and meets benchmarks established by the government and the private entity and the provider, if it succeeds, then government will pay back that investor with some kind of interest. Well, to date, there are 22 of these social impact bonds in the country, and I'm here today to tell you about the 23rd. The DCF Social Impact Fund, created in partnership with Discover Bank, will be investing $450,000 in the Delaware Blood Bank to help them develop a significantly enhanced project around pursuing millennial blood donations. You see, what's happened in the blood donation world is that as generations age out, the newer generations are not stepping up. It's a problem nationwide. Well, with this initiative, this DCF and the DCF Social Impact Funds helping the Delaware Blood Bank, and when their project succeeds by getting 500 additional millennial units each year for 3 years, we will be paid back by the Longwood Foundation. It's an example of how DCF philanthropic leadership and partnerships show the way, a new way for acting in the public good. And that, of course, is the point. In the end, most importantly, the money entrusted to us continues to make a major difference in Delaware to strengthen the quality of life and ensure opportunity for all. So it has been a good year at the DCF. And what's next? As we think about DCF's vision for the future and we talk about our mission, we first talk about the quality of life in Delaware, about our commitment to a strong quality of life now and in the future, and about ensuring that all Delawareans have the opportunity to take advantage of the good things in Delaware. We are passionate about Delaware, and we believe that any philanthropy is good philanthropy. We believe that all of our 1,200 funds are making an important difference in the state. Last year, I mentioned that we'd be leaning in on a few specific initiatives. And over the coming months, you'll hear more about some of this. Let me tell you a little bit now. First, the Latino and Hispanic population of the state sits at 8.5% and is growing. Many people in these communities are struggling mightily with health care, mental health issues, transportation, education, and employment. Following on the leadership of the Arsht Cannon Fund at the DCF, we will be looking at how we can most effectively support interventions to expand opportunity in these communities. Latino communities in Sussex County are already seeing additional support. In addition, we are partnering with the Charles Stewart Foundation to investigate a mapping project to identify with more specificity the needs and opportunities for Delaware's diverse Hispanic communities. Second, perhaps the most consistent theme among DCF fund holders is a passion for engaging young people and providing better opportunities. DCF has also made a commitment to expanding our work around youth opportunity. Already, we see hundreds of grants going to organizations out of DCF donor advised funds. We have a strong scholarship program. Our Youth Philanthropy Board is thriving. Our Next Gen programs are getting stronger every day. And importantly, the Rodell Foundation, one of our largest partners, is fully committed to strengthening educational opportunity for all. With the leadership of the board and our new VP for Community Engagement, Sarah Grunwald, we are investing when and where DCF expanded engagement on youth issues can be most effective. More broadly, we're committed to deepening our support around racial diversity and ensuring that these questions are part of everything we do. We're just starting on this journey and are looking for the right roles, but expect to hear more. Now, let me say two more things. Opportunity. I told you I'd be mentioning opportunity a lot. One of the great challenges in America today, and Delaware, is that it's become increasingly too hard for some people to make a go of it in America right now. We've all grown up with the idea that with hard work we can have great success, but that simply is less true in America now than it used to be. In fact, the chance that a child born into the bottom 20% economically of American life, the chance that that person will jump into the top 20% of American life is now lower than in every single other Western country. Of course, we can all tell stories about when and where it's happened, but the number of stories are fewer than they've ever been. It's why so many of you are concerned about the quality of education and of early brain science and job training and college readiness programs. It's why we care about quality health care for all and arts for all and recreational opportunities for all. The problem is about generational poverty and about race and about family life and about culture and about official policies. The problem is about many things. And the problem is about the American dream and what kind of country we are now and we want to be in the future. The opportunity gap. To help us think about this and about how all of our work in philanthropy is related to this in some way or another, we're bringing Robert Putnam to speak in Wilmington in November. Dr. Putnam, who has been called the world's foremost public intellectual, popularized the notion of social capital in the year 2000 with his book Bowling Alone. He has written about religion in America, he has written about democracy, and in 2015 he wrote the powerful book Our Kids, describing the data behind the opportunity gap in America and how critical it is that we pay attention. In addition to his talk on November 14th at the Baby Grand, we're organizing activities throughout the fall, and if you want to participate, please let Sarah know. And oh yeah, bringing a national speaker to highlight critical issues, it will from this point forward be an annual event of the DCF. Finally, one more word about the unique role a community foundation can play, and I believe must play. Think about all the types of funds and activities I've described here. Think about the incredible diversity of issues and of people. Rural, urban, suburban, white, black, Hispanic, conservative, liberal, moderate, apolitical, male, female, gay, straight, young, old. The DCF is an umbrella for all of us. We are an organization, all of us dedicated to a place, this place, Delaware, where all people are welcome and encouraged and celebrated. And in this strange time on the national political scene, we need organizations like the Community Foundation to step up and be counted. I've spent a good bit of time over the past year in national conversations about the bitter partisan divide and what foundations can and should do about that. I've sat across the table with leaders from the Rockefeller Foundation, Koch brothers Foundation, Soros Foundation, George Bush Institute, and Obama Foundation. To a person, the questions about demonizing others, dismissing people for their thinking, of an erosion of civility, they are a concern to all. And none of them have a magic bullet. Depending on who you talk to, the enemies may be Fox News, MSNBC, President Trump, ex-President Obama, or somebody or something else. But while there doesn't seem to be a silver bullet, here's what I know. I know the kind of work we do bringing together diverse people and ideas for civil discourse. All of us committed to a high quality of life for all and opportunity for all. I know that this matters. And I know that we are playing the right role, can expand the role, and that the state needs us to play that role. So please continue your good work in the communities. Continue to care about Delaware, about your neighbors, and about your individual communities. Continue to share your dreams and ideas. We are here, and we will be here to work with you. We are here because of people like Helen Eliason, who committed to DCF over 20 years ago. To Louise Cummings, who joined our family in December, and to Bob Martz, whose fund will be set up on his passing. We will be here now, and we will be here in 50 years, making a difference. Thank you.